Hello there everyone, it's King Sloth and welcome back to another daily video log. It's been a while since I've just sat down and had a chat with you while sat in the car, and I thought I'd go over what I mentioned at the end of yesterday's video, and that's I'm getting medically discharged. So in this video I'm going to go over what we spoke about, how I thought it was going positive, and then obviously the result and what happens next. So I knew the med board was coming. I was already booked in, so I knew they were calling me. However, there was another full medical board I was meant to have due to the time scale, how long I've been off. But the med board originally was booked the day before I had my surgery, so it was a bit up in the air. And they were like, oh, well, we can't really give you a full med board if you haven't had your surgery yet, because there's no point, because we don't know how things are going to go. Which made sense. It was completely fine. Understood that. So then fast forward, 4 months after my surgery, rang up. They literally went through my entire medical history, in everything I've ever done, whether that be civilian up to the whole career in the military. That includes, like, I mentioned in my phase 1 medical that they're like, have you ever had any car accidents? I had a little bump when I was younger. I think I was 18, if that, maybe 17. Someone bumped me, but nothing happened. It was completely fine, but they brought that up. I was like, okay, well, there's no injury, no records on medical, so fine. Like, you also hurt your arm playing rugby. I was like, yeah, but once again, no treatment was needed. It was just a sore arm. Like, okay, fine. You injured your ankle before you were in the army. I was like, yes, I did. I sprained an ankle before my selection, but after 3-4 weeks, I still did my selection, still passed, still physically fit. Not okay. And like, situation is now, you've got your hearing, which is my hearing shot in both ears. I've got tinnitus, and I've got quite a decent amount of hearing loss, which is caused within the military of using rifles, working around Typhoon fighter jets. It's a lot of loud working, so my ears have took the brunt of that. So I went through everything like that. Asked me what my next stop with stage of hearing would be. I've got another specialist test with Peterborough, waiting on results, because the NHS, waiting for the next appointment because the NHS, because they just can't seem to get together and get a grip, really. So I'm waiting on that, and then started going over my shoulder. So I started going over, like, oh, there's pain, there's discomfort. I was like, yeah. I was like, but the physio's just started working. When I first had my surgery, they had me on 6 sessions a day. After I got 2 weeks in a sling, and then I was on 6 sessions of physio a day. Obviously, not like strenuous physio, like an hour session. It was like, do these exercises, do these exercises, do these exercises. Told her when I went to Cranwell, about 2 months after doing that, 6 sessions a day, they said, that's a stupid idea. You should be doing 1 session a day, because you're not giving your shoulder a chance to heal. Which, in other words, meant my physio was delayed by almost 2 months for no reason, because we didn't do the right plan. Well, it's one of them. I understand completely why they tried to do the 6 sessions a day. They're trying to get me fit as possible, as fast as possible, because they're aware of the time scale. They're very aware of it, and they're like, it's taking a little while now. Like, we need to get you back in as soon as we can. But obviously, it had the negative output, because it didn't fix me. It ended up making me just stay a level of pain for the entire 2 months. Then I mentioned, so when we went to 1 session a day, it started to improve quite a lot. Now it's almost slowed down a bit. I've never had like the best movement in my shoulder, so I said to him that I can't really be a gauge of, like, a judge of that, because this arm's never been the best with movement. But obviously, since the injury, it's got worse, which makes complete sense. I've had surgery on it, and it's been injured, and so on and so forth. So she wasn't happy with my results of the movements tests. But once again, I told her, I was like, I've only had physio, like proper physio, I guess, for like 2 months, where I'm actually doing the proper plan I'm meant to do, and it has been improving slowly. And she started going on about, so what do you expect? I was like, well, today I've been told it's a full med board. I'm on the phone with you. It's been going on for an hour. It's an in or out. That's what I'm waiting for you to make the decision. So she started, the woman on the phone, the doctor, started going on, well, you know, there's war in Ukraine, there's all these people trying to leave, retention struggling, we want to try and keep people in. I was like, okay, completely fine. So I'm thinking, I'm really, really positive And started going over saying like, yeah, I want to stay. Gave her like all the spiel. I want to stay, stable for the family, get to explore the world, all these good things that I've gained in my whole military career. Like I've been to Dorset, which is down south, all the way up to the Highlands in Scotland, moving with my family, and my family love the military life. And then she was like, okay, would you want to know the results? What we think, what we're gonna do with you? I was like, yeah, it'd be great. So I'm obviously thinking they're gonna like retain me and put me in some other job somewhere. And they're like, we're gonna medically discharge you. I was like, what? So you've just spent the past like for an hour going through my medical stuff, half an hour saying how much like the current world climate and the economic climate is changing. You need people to then have someone who wants to stay, who's trained in a lot of different things, like a lot of different bits of kit I'm trained on. A lot of stuff in the army I'm trained on. Stuff in the RAF I'm trained on. I've got a lot more quals than a lot of the other people serving. And in reality, I work in IT. I work at a desk. And my shoulder injury, I didn't think that would hinder me at all. But because pretty much they went, it'll take too long to get you properly, fully deployable. It's been a time scale thing. You've been off now for over a year. Because of this time scale, we can't have you back. I was like, okay, so because the NHS took that long to give me my first scan, and then they messed it up and gave me the wrong scan after 7 months of waiting, and then once again, the hospital, which is a private hospital, took 6 months. That was already a year, and then now I'm on physio. So because of this time scale sheet that these med board have, I'm out. There's nothing I can do. Nothing like their hands are tied by policy, and my hands are like, I wanted to stay, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, so to speak. So I was quite upset with her. I did say to her, I was like, so I've told you I want to stay, and you're still recommending discharge. I was like, well, there's nothing I can do, which I understand. They've got their policies they've got to follow, and for me in my job, I've had policies where I don't agree with some of them, but I've had to follow them because that's your job, and you can't go against policy because if something falls back on you, well, you didn't follow the policy. That's how it works, especially in the military. If you don't follow that policy, it falls back on you so hard. So I do understand, and she was very sympathetic. She was there like, I'm sorry, there's nothing more I can do. So they pretty much said they're gonna email my welfare some point today or over Christmas, she said. And also then contact the pension department over in Glasgow, so people like the head man in Glasgow pretty much, and say, we recommend it for discharge. What sort of medical discharge are we going to give him? So there's like 3 tiers. I think the one's like unfit for service but can still get a job, unfit for service but can only get some jobs, and unfit for service and then can't get a job. So I think I'll be like the lowest tier really, because it's a shoulder injury, unless they want to like push up and be like, well, there's only so you can't really do a lot of different manual jobs that you would have done. Even though I work in IT, once again, that doesn't matter because I can't do a certain amount of jobs because of an injury I've sustained within the military. It's one of them. So they're going to email them, and once they get the email, they've got about, I think, 6 to 8 working weeks. That doesn't include like Christmas leave and Easter leave and all that good stuff. So I'll wait for them, and they'll give me the decision, and then give me an estimated exit date. Once I've got the estimated leaving date and potentially what I'll be entitled to as a payout, that's when I can start planning things. It's a bit up in the air regards to planning because once again, me, Chloe and the kids, we don't know where we want to go as of yet. The plan, I think, is to head back up to Scotland. Houses are cheaper. There's a lot of jobs still up there. Like, if I wanted to move back to my hometown, I'd be paying like near enough 450,000 for a house to fit all of us in. Which is, I can't afford that. Unless I get like a stupid payout, I can't afford that. Whereas in Scotland, for a house that we need, you're looking maybe like 210, 230, which I could get a mortgage on and I could afford that. Depending on the payout, obviously. But I said this to the people on my military WhatsApp. I was like, I understand why they've discharged me. That's not why I'm upset. I'm upset because I wanted to finish my military career on my own terms. And I've went there saying I want to stay, and they've said no. So I felt like in the army, I was like, I started to enjoy it towards the end, but I felt like in the RAF, I haven't had a proper go at it because I got to Lossie, my shoulder got worse, put me on physio rather than sending me for a scan, which made it worse because obviously I tore it and I was still then using my shoulder more, lifting weights more, which ruined it even more. Got to Waddington, and then by the time I got to Waddington, my shoulder's already wrecked. And then it took that long to have a scan to tell me it was wrecked. Then took that long to get surgery to fix this wreckage that's been caused. It felt like I haven't had a proper go at being in the Air Force. It's a very surreal thing. Like even my missus is the one saying like stay positive, you know, because of all the quals I've got. And my CV looks amazing. I'm not gonna lie, my CV. I've got years in the army, years in the Air Force, different jobs beforehand. I've got loads of different qualifications, but I said to her, I was like, it's not the fact I'm worried about finding a job. I can get a job. I could get a house. The only thing I'm annoyed at is if I wanted to stay and I could find a job where I could work at a fucking desk and do nothing at all. Like, but then again, do I want to do that? Do I want to sit at a desk for the rest of a military career, never going away, never doing courses, never really progressing because I wouldn't be allowed to? It's a very weird situation to be in, but hopefully we get things sorted. And like I said to this community loads and loads of times, I will always be as open and honest as possible with regards to anything. Obviously, if I am out of the military on that date, videos can start being pumped out a lot more because there's only certain things you can speak about while in the military. So in a way, I guess the only thing positive coming out of this is I can start setting down proper routes for my family, not under the worry of getting posted somewhere else or posted somewhere we didn't like or something like that. We can put down roots in an area that we want to live in. I can also, this channel in itself will start booming. So I can talk about a lot of subjects which I'm not allowed to speak about currently because I'm in the military. I can speak about when I'm not in the military. So it's one of them. I had a lot of different messages to people in the WhatsApp chat saying like, you know, don't worry, it's not as scary as people say. And that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping as a family we can thrive under. Well, we always do. Like we've had situations where we've been fucking back street broke before I was even in the military. Like I've been the food bank before because I had no money. That's how back street broke it was. We couldn't afford to eat. But now we're somewhat stable. Even with this now, knowing that I could go into I'm getting job offers near enough every other day on LinkedIn for triple the wage one in the military. So I'm not too worried about finding a job. It's just the fact I didn't end my own military career on my own terms. That's what makes me sad, annoyed, angry. But thank you all for the support, everyone. It's been great. But it has been King Sloth. Like, comment, subscribe. And let me know, where should I go and live? Anywhere nice? Anywhere nearby you? See you in a bit.